This one small, simple strategy permanently changed my relationship with alcohol. If you struggle to stop after 2 drinks, you gotta try it. I'm Colleen, and I work with high achieving professional women who want to permanently reduce their alcohol consumption by about 80%. You don't have to quit. I used to think that having a high tolerance meant that I was genetically superior with stellar liver functioning. But what it actually means is that your brain has learned to compensate for the depressive effects of alcohol so that you don't get so relaxed that you forget to breathe. And the way it does that is by releasing cortisol and adrenaline and norepinephrine. That's why you wake up in the middle of the night once the buzz wears off. And your cortisol levels can remain jacked up for days. That's why you feel more stress and anxiety and apathy. And it gets worse. Having a high tolerance also means that your baseline levels of dopamine are low. That's why you crave alcohol, because alcohol spikes your dopamine up to 10 times higher than other activities. The more you drink, the more you're blowing through your dopamine reserves, leaving you less dopamine for everything else. And that's why it feels so hard to resist the urge to drink, because your cortisol levels are through the roof and your dopamine levels are in the basement. And your brain has learned that the fastest and easiest way to solve that problem is to have some alcohol, which means you're not actually drinking because you just love to get drunk. You're drinking because not drinking feels so bad. And the harder you try to drink less, the more obsessed you feel and the worse this gets. Which is why I don't have my clients stop drinking completely. Because removing the one thing that gives you a sense of relief can send you into a tailspin. And I will be honest up front, my approach doesn't work for everybody. For some people, it is just easier to remove alcohol from their life completely. But if you're willing to do the work to lower your stress levels and tell yourself the truth about what you really want, you have to learn how to rewire your neural pathways and regulate your nervous system and process all of the emotions that you've just been stuffing down. Instead of seeing yourself as some hot mess who can't stop drinking once you start, you have to become the version of you who feels unfuckwithable, who sets good boundaries and actually prioritizes taking care of herself. And that doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot to unpack, but all I gotta say is that it's also a lot of work to live the way you're living. Life is a struggle, and you gotta choose your hard. If you're ready to put this behind you once and for all and step into the version of you who's living the life you deserve, click the link in my bio and apply for a discovery call.